Welcome everyone. This is Bōde's Calgary real estate market update for June 2022. This video is going to quickly show you what's happening in the Calgary property market at a high level, and then I'm going to show you where you can find all of the data for your specific community and property type on Bōde.ca. But first, what is Bōde? So for those of you that don't know, Bōde's a tech company that empowers people to buy and sell their own homes. We make it easier and more convenient than ever before and save you a ton of money at the same time. So let's dive in. So first we're going to take a look at City of Calgary here. This is all residential listings and the number of new listings to come to market each month for the last 4.5 years. And you can see here the bright pink line shows you 2022. So in the first few months of the year, there was a huge number of new listings that came to market each month. And that's started to slow down now in April and now into June. So in the most recent month, which is May, we see that number of new listings is up 16% versus the average of the last 4 Mays. So the number of new listings is starting to come back down towards normal. And on the other side, sales are staying pretty high. So up 59% versus the last 4 Mays. However, they're not quite as high as the previous months. So starting to cool off a little bit here in terms of sales, but still relative to a normal year, very strong. So relatively more sales than listings proportionately means the total number of homes for sale or inventory has gone down in percentage terms. So it's down 29%, so 29% fewer homes than there would normally be for this time of year. So it's great news, I suppose, if you're a seller because you've got less competition, and it's bad news if you're a buyer because you've less homes to choose from. But you can see while that inventory number is going up, it's proportionately down over the average of previous Mays. And then finally, months of supply tells a somewhat similar story. So months of supply is looking at, given the total amount of homes for sale and how fast they're selling, how long would it take to sell through all of the homes currently for sale? Generally below 2 months is incredibly low, and we're currently at about 1.7 months in Calgary. So still a great time to be a seller, but that's starting to come back up a little bit. So you can starting to see that the market's not quite as crazy hot as it was in the previous few months. But again, compared to historical norms, this is still a great time to be a seller. Not a lot of inventory out there, and sales are still very strong. So what does all of that mean for prices? Well, this chart shows what's happened to prices over the last 17 years. In the most recent period here, you can see in 2021, prices in Calgary started increasing quite quickly. Then they leveled off for a while and they've been going up again. More recently, they've slowed down, but they're still up about 14.5% year over year. So relative to this time last year, property prices still doing very well. Where can you find all of this data for your own community? Well, we've got 3 great tools for you to check out on Bōde.ca. The first one's market data, and that's where you can see what's on the market and what's sold by community. You can understand the supply and demand metrics that we just went through, but for your community. And you can see the same trends and prices. We've also got our sold data tool. This is where you can see the sold price of any home that's sold in Alberta over the last 11 years. So if you want to find out what your neighbor's home sold for, you can check that out on sold data. And finally, we've got a comparables tool. So if you enter some features of your home, you can see the most similar live listings and the most similar recently sold listings. So check out those 3 tools at Bōde.ca. And if you'd like to be notified when our next market report comes out, make sure to subscribe to our channel below by clicking the bell icon, and feel free to leave a comment in the comments below. Thanks very much.